What if I told you that one of the most important prophetic messages in modern history might still be hidden from the world? Today, we're diving deep into one of the Catholic Church's most controversial mysteries, the Third Secret of Fatima. Was the Vatican's 2000 revelation the complete truth, or is there still more to this story? Stay with me, because what we uncover today might change everything you thought you knew about this 108-year-old mystery as of 2025. Let's start at the beginning. Picture this. It's 1917. The world is torn apart by World War I. And in a small Portuguese village called Fatima, 3 young shepherd children are about to receive a message that would captivate the world for over a century. Lucia dos Santos, just 10 years old, and her cousins Francisco and Jacinta Marto, ages 9 and 7, reported 6 apparitions of the Virgin Mary between May 13th and October 13th, 1917. These weren't just any visions. They culminated in the famous Miracle of the Sun, witnessed by over 70,000 people. But it was the July 13th apparition that would create the biggest mystery. During this encounter, the children received what became known as the 3 secrets of Fatima, though they were really 3 parts of one continuous message. Before we dive into the controversial third secret, let's quickly cover what we already know. The first secret was a terrifying vision of hell. Listen to how Sister Lucia described it in her memoirs.
We saw as it were a sea of fire. Plunged in this fire were demons and souls in human form, like transparent burning embers, all blackened or burnished bronze, floating about in the conflagration, amid shrieks and groans of pain and despair, which horrified us and made us tremble with fear.
The second secret was prophetic, warning about World War II, and specifically mentioning Russia. The Virgin Mary told the children,
"If people do not cease offending God, a worse war will break out during the pontificate of Pius XI. Russia will spread her errors throughout the world, causing wars and persecutions of the Church."
Both of these secrets were revealed publicly in the 1940s through Sister Lucia's memoirs. But the third part, that remained sealed for decades. Here's where things get really interesting. On January 3rd, 1944, Sister Lucia finally wrote down the third secret, following an apparition from Our Lady. But here are the crucial details that most people don't know, written on a single sheet of paper. 1. Exactly 25 lines of text. 2. Sealed in an envelope with specific instructions. 3. To be opened no later than 1960. 4. Only a handful of people ever read it. The envelope itself carried explicit instructions. By express order of Our Lady. This envelope can only be opened in 1960 by the Cardinal Patriarch of Lisbon or the Bishop of Leiria. But here's the kicker. Even when 1960 came and went, the Vatican kept it sealed. Pope John XXIII read it in 1959 and reportedly said it does not concern my pontificate. Pope Paul VI read it in 1965 and also chose to keep it secret. Fast forward to June 26, 2000. After 83 years of secrecy, Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger, later Pope Benedict XVI, finally revealed what the Vatican claimed was the complete third secret. According to the Vatican, the secret was a vision showing an angel with a flaming sword, a bishop dressed in white. We had the impression that it was the Holy Father. He was killed by a group of soldiers who fired bullets and arrows at him. The Vatican interpreted this as referring to the assassination attempt on Pope John Paul II on May 13, 1981, exactly 64 years after the first Fatima apparition. Case closed, right? Not so fast. From the moment the Vatican published their version, serious questions arose. Let me break down the major problems. Problem number 1, the physical document. The Vatican's 2000 revelation was written on 4 sheets of paper, but Sister Lucia's original was documented as being on a single sheet with exactly 25 lines. That's a pretty significant discrepancy. Problem number 2, the message structure. The first 2 secrets weren't visions, they were actual experiences and direct prophecies. The children literally saw hell and received specific warnings about future events. The 2000 version breaks this pattern by being purely symbolic. Problem number 3, the content flow. The third secret was supposed to continue directly from the second secret, which ended with, in Portugal, the dogma of the faith will always be preserved, etc. The 2000 version doesn't connect to this at all, but perhaps the most damning evidence comes from Father Malachi Martin, a former Vatican insider who actually read the real Third Secret in February 1960. Father Martin was a former Jesuit professor at the Pontifical Biblical Institute who served as an aide to Cardinal Augustin Bey during Vatican II. He had access to the highest levels of Vatican documentation. In the 1990s, Father Martin began making provocative claims about the Third Secret in interviews with Art Bell. Here is a transcript of what Father Malachi Martin revealed when prompted by Art Bell. You may wish to visit the link in the description to listen to Father Malachi Martin.
This will shock. This will fill the confessionals on Saturday evenings. This will fill the cathedrals, basilicas and churches with worshippers kneeling down, striking their breasts.
And here's the most chilling part.
It is an exact description of what is now happening and apparently what is going to happen shortly, but in cold, hard terms. No use of exaggeration, no use of adjectives or adverbs. It's a blanket statement, a very factual statement, also a frightening document.
Father Martin also confirmed something that many suspected, that a future pope would be under the control of Satan. Everything Father Martin revealed directly contradicts the Vatican's 2000 version. So why would the Vatican hide the real Third Secret? Father Martin and others suggest it contains information so disturbing that church leaders believed it would cause mass panic and potentially damage the church's credibility. Consider this. Pope John Paul II explained why previous popes kept the secret hidden. According to Vatican documents, they diplomatically preferred to postpone publication so as not to encourage the world power of communism to make certain moves. But if that was the only concern, why wasn't it released after the fall of communism? And why does the 2000 version focus on events that had already occurred by then? Think about it. If the real Third Secret contains specific warnings about future crises in the church, scandals, or apocalyptic events, would church leaders really want that information public? Here's another crucial piece of evidence. Sister Lucia reportedly had tremendous difficulty writing down the Third Secret. She struggled with it for months before finally completing it on January 3rd, 1944. What could have been so disturbing that the sole surviving visionary of Fatima couldn't bring herself to write it down? The 2000 Vatican version, while dramatic, doesn't contain such detail that would warrant such hesitation. Sister Lucia lived until 2005, and while the Vatican claimed she approved their 2000 version, she never made any public statements confirming this. Her silence speaks volumes. Let's summarize what we know. The original document was 25 lines on one sheet. The Vatican's version was 4 sheets. The message structure breaks from the first 2 secrets. multiple credible witnesses describe content that contradicts the 2000 revelation. The timing of the release conveniently occurred after the Cold War ended. Sister Lucia's documented struggle to write the secret suggests much more disturbing content. Father Malachi Martin, who had taken an oath about the secret's contents, spent his final years dropping hints that the real message was far more alarming than what was officially revealed. So, where does this leave us in 2025? The evidence strongly suggests that the real Third Secret of Fatima remains hidden in the Vatican archives. What could it contain? Based on the hints we've gathered, specific warnings about future crises in the Catholic Church, prophecies about apostasy among church leadership, detailed descriptions of global catastrophes, information about the end times that church leaders deem too disturbing for public consumption, the fact that multiple popes chose to disobey a direct request from the Virgin Mary tells us just how serious they considered this information to be. The mystery of the Third Secret of Fatima remains one of the most significant religious cover-ups in modern history. While we may never know the complete truth, the evidence strongly suggests that what the Vatican revealed in 2000 was either incomplete or entirely fabricated. As we face unprecedented challenges in our world today, from global conflicts to moral crises, one has to wonder, would knowing the real Third Secret help us prepare for what's coming? The children of Fatima were given a message of warning and hope. Perhaps it's time for that complete message to finally see the light of day. What do you think? Is the Vatican still hiding the real Third Secret? Keep questioning. Keep searching for the truth. Our Lady of Fatima, pray for us.